I don't know if I'm going to post this video, but this is officially my first YouTube video, and I'm right here in the park alongside a lot of my friends. We've been having conversations across a range of things. Of course, due to the nature of the events in the region, some have decided to return home. Some have stayed, and those who have stayed uh, currently having a bit of a hard time. Interestingly, it's something I've always preached about. I've always told my friends, I consider the Dubai market as very small. And when you have a very small market, there's a lot of competition. And if you're trying to maintain your rate at this level, there's someone else who's going to be charging at this level, which means you almost have to come down to that level, which is something I've kind of refused to do, which is the reason I've always encouraged my friends to think about doing things that has more of a global appeal, where you can transact business beyond your borders, right? Come up with a digital product, for instance. All of this has caused me to not just think in this direction, I'm actually doing something. And I think that's the really cool thing about going through times like this, because it forces you to be creative. It forces you to get out of your comfort zone. It forces you to do things that you're not comfortable doing, which is the beauty of going through a phase like this. For me, for instance, I was just talking to my buddy yesterday because, I'm an engineer, and as most engineers, we're pretty adept at building stuff. And we will build stuff and not think about how it's going to be marketed. But the moment I decided to go freelance, or the moment I moved to Dubai, which was about 4 years ago, it became necessary to do it. And I gotta tell you, for the first 2 years, I kind of struggled with it because, hey, I didn't know where to start. I was never comfortable cold calling people, right? But again, you realize that that's the only way you can make money. That's about the only way you can sell your product. You have to learn to talk to people. You gotta learn to handle the objections. You have to learn sales. I'm deep into the annals of AI, and I gotta tell you, it's amazing what this tool has allowed very regular people to do. I'm talking about building enterprise software, something that would have been impossible 2 years ago, right? With just a prompt, right? So it's completely changing the way life is going to be for a lot of people. It's completely changing business as a whole. A lot of businesses are already suffering because they've become redundant. Nowadays, you don't need a marketing team. You can literally prompt your way into having the best marketing team ever, and the system would work automatically for you. There's been a couple of companies that have tried to phase out humans completely from their workforce. And interestingly, the results were disastrous. That has given me a level of confidence that perhaps it might not be as gloomy as we think it could be. Humans have this thing about imperfection that is very romantic, I have to say. There's something very human about imperfection, and there's something very suspicious about perfection. I mean, the beauty of us humans is that we're imperfect beings. When the system tries to impose upon us perfection, it's just not in our makeup to be in consonance with that. The scarcity of imperfection is going to be marketable in the future. We would commoditize imperfection because the world and environments would tend towards perfection as a result of a system, of course, that is built in AI that, for the most part, literally perfects our past. I find that idea just very ridiculous, but that's the truth, really. AI perfects our past, but our past is never perfect, right? So when you're trying to impose a version of the past on our present, it's going to most certainly cause some level of suspicion. So the idea is that we're going to commoditize imperfection in the future, and mark my words, that's going to be the trend in the very near future. So the way I look at things right now, with the way everything is going, it literally boils down to people building themselves as a commodity, as a brand. What else is there to do? What else is there to say? What else is there to be? Work is going to be a function of some automation for the most part. For all of the imperfections that we have experienced, and for all of the craziness that has been the case in today's world, I think it's still a beautiful time to be alive, because it's moments like this that pushes us into the next phase of human evolution. We are going to be forced to be different entities. We're going to be forced to reimagine what life means, what life could be. I'm very excited to see what the future holds. I'm very excited to see where the world is going to go with this new reality. And when it comes in full swing, we might be surprised that it's not going to be as scary as we've all imagined. There is a reason to be optimistic, I would say. I don't know if I'm going to post this, but if I do post it, I want you to leave a like, leave a comment. I'd love to hear your opinions about this.